Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Good Friday. It's about 10 after 4 in the afternoon. Quick update on my wife. She had chemo been about a week and a half ago. Let's see, well, let me think. Yeah, about a week and a half ago, and it was okay at first, you know, then the little side effects from it started showing up and various things, but all in all, she's doing really good. She just don't really have a whole lot of energy. She's tired, but she's doing good. She's still kicking, and she has to do things slowly. She worked a couple of days, Wednesday and Thursday, so she's about half a day. So she's still in there. So everything's great. Best, you know, better than I expected. So thank you for all your prayers and well wishes and all this stuff right here, and just keep pouring on me. And I believe in the Lord, and I believe that He does miracles and He watches over us even if we don't deserve it sometimes. But thank you guys for all that. Okay, moving on. We felt good enough to go to a flea market today, and I found a gizmo. I wasn't looking for it, but my wife actually saw it and said, "Hey, what is that?" So anyway, on a quick side note here, I'm going to use the tripod as much as possible because some people just get real triggered by not using a tripod. Another little pet peeve of mine, there somebody said that I was a tinkerer. Yeah, well, my daddy was a tinkerer, but he was a jack of all trades. He thought about renaming the channel here instead of Sam's Radio and TV, just called the Tinkerer. But whatever, you know. I know what I know. I know what I do. I've been in it long enough. So you want to call me a tinkerer? Fine, whatever. Anyway, let me show you what I found here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the camera, get you down here when we can see a little bit more, and try not to use a tripod because I don't want to trigger nobody. Alright, here we go. Got it in the shot. So let's see what we got here. Big old Precision Series EV10A. That's Echo Victor -10 Atom. Precision Apparatus Company Incorporated. It's a VTVM vacuum tube multi-master. Really cool. I mean, I almost passed it up. Paid, I think, 25 bucks for this. Let me move you over just a little bit. Screen still looks intact. The glass has been pushed back a little bit, but the meter movement is real fluid and smooth. I haven't had a whole lot of good luck with the meter stuff I've gotten lately. The meter movement seemed to be stuck and won't go all the way over, and this one may do it. I don't know yet. But let's see what this thing will do. DC VTVM, the range switch here, and then resistance, AC volts dB, okay, and I kind of like that, DC volts milliamp, and then HF probe. Now I assume that's a signal tracer. Let's see what we got. Line off, ohms check. Apparently there's a cell in there or a battery or whatever that you check. Make sure your ohms battery or power supply or whatever is good. Let's see, we got a ground here, plus 1200, plus or minus 6000, and that apparently is where probes go. Then over here you got high AC DC volts, general test, plus 6000 volts, 1200 volts, and then ground. Ohms in infinity adjust right here, zero adjust, VTVM, HF ohms. Here's your HF probe right here. All your different things, mega ohm meter right here, ground, high output, 1200 plus 1200 MA plus 12A AC DC volts, milliamp dB. And a line fuse right here. This thing is actually pretty cool. So let's look at this back side. Oh, the meter's got some stain on it. Looks like I may have to see if I can get that recreated if I get this thing working. Let's have a look at the back. It's in really nice shape. It's kind of rusted on top a little bit, but I really love this crinkle coat on the back here. So it, of course, the line cord right here. Got a nice little bread tie on it. Make sure we're still recording. It's original line cord. Not too good a shape though. So when I took it up to the counter there, the girl wanted to plug it in to test it, and I says, I don't really need you doing that. I mean, and you can if you want to, but I really wouldn't advise it. But really cool line plug right there. I wish I could keep that. Anyway, I'm going to cut the line cord off, and then we're going to open up this thing and see what's going on. So give me a minute and I'll bring you back. Alright, I've cut the line cord off, as you can apparently see, and I kept the plug. I don't know, I'm just really sentimental about such things. I may reuse this. I may just splice the ends on here and heat shrink it real good so I can keep this plug. I love that plug. Anyway, let's open it up. And what I have here is a little screwdriver set that I picked up, and I may have said this something here, but it's made from Klein Tools. Made by Klein Tools, should I say. It opens up. And the Klein Tool part number is 32717, if you can see that. But it's got a lot of different tips on it and stuff like that right there, and I really love this screwdriver. It's got the rotatable tip on it, whatever you call it. You got flatheads, you got safety, you got security bits in there and all this kind of stuff, and it goes really small, and it's really a cool little screwdriver set. I like it. Anyway, let's see if we can figure out how to open this thing up. Got a million screws here. I don't know if those should come out or not. A lot of them are missing. So let's find a Phillips head screw. Let's see what happens here. Don't know if this is the right way to do it. Well, the way it's coming out, I think it is. Somebody's been in here. I don't know who. Don't know how long ago. So let's see what's going on here. I'm really scared of that meter movement there. It actually moves. Oh, I see something interesting already. Oh boy. Oh my. Let's move the meter movement out a minute. Show you what I see interesting. Look back there. Battery. Wow. The 2 plus 1.5 battery is right there, y'all. Wow. That's interesting. Let's see if we can get them out. Not too much of an issue. Need a little more horsepower there. I'm going to see if they got any juice in it. I'm going to need a little bit bigger screwdriver. Alright, let's move this out of the way. Make sure you guys are still in frame. I don't want anybody to get all mad. Oh, here we go. I'm just going to loosen this. Really ain't sure how old this thing is. I hadn't even looked on the internet yet to see any specifications on this. Here we go. Pull the whole thing out. There we go. 2D Radio A battery. I think these things cool. They're NITA 18 batteries. There's some 631s on there. I don't know what that is. Okay, let me put these nuts back on so I won't lose them. As a matter of fact, let's just put this back on so we don't lose any of this stuff. Keep track of it. You don't want to see me do that. I'll be right back. I'm going to try to do some, in the interest of saving time, I'm pretty much going to not edit this like I used to. I'm going to pretty much just do it in camera and just dump it on there and just give it names off the YouTube site itself. Anyway, let's set the meter up for 3 volts. Let's see if these things got any juice left in them. Let's see if I can drop my meter leads here. Let's see, here we go. I'll get this right here in a minute. Look at that, y'all. This one's still got 1 volt left in it. That's amazing. I did not expect that. On the 3 volt scale, well, yeah, it's got about 1 volt left in it. That's amazing. I don't know how old this thing is. And yeah, that in there is, it's probably about 0.55, maybe 0.6 volts in it. So, however old these things are, they still got juice in them. What I might do, if I want to do a total restoration on this, is open it up from the bottom. Maybe I can gut this out, put a 1.5 volt battery in here, and just solder the leads to the top. Put the case back together, and of course I'm not going to use Duracell. Whatever you do, don't use Duracell. All right, that's done. Let's switch over to the meter now. All right, here's the back of the voltmeter. Very interesting. Let's see. Here's all the multiplier resistors right down here. Some more over here. Precision. There's like precision resistors right here, I would imagine. Let's see, a 6C4 tongue saw, another tongue saw OA2 regulator, and a 6X4 right here, and that one is another tongue saw. That indicates all 3 of these are original. Let's see if I can pull this here 6C4 out and get a date code. 322DT7. Unfortunately, I don't know all my tube date codes. Maybe somebody can tell me how to do that. If I wasn't so lazy right now, I'd just look it up. This is the 322DW3. It can't be 1922. It ain't 1932. So that DW must be the year code. Could be 1953. That's what I'm kind of the vibe I'm getting here. Anyway, it's got the original tubes in it. Don't know how good these multipliers are. Any of this stuff. Here's the high voltage. You can see these big value resistors right here that's isolated on this phenolic right here. Lean it over a little bit. I don't think this thing's been hampered with too much. Oh, this is the plugs for the two 1.5 volt batteries right here. Apparently it uses 3 volts. The wiring is in good shape. That's good. I ain't got to totally rewire the thing. Let's see. Let me zoom you in just a little bit. There you go. It's got a wax capacitor right here. Another wax, and here's a electrolytic right here. That the end is coming out of it, and I ain't about to power this thing up with that like that. So that'll have to be replaced, and this one here have to be replaced before I even attempt to power this thing on. Here's the line cord right here. Comes in, goes right here to this little terminal strip right here, so that's no big deal there. I'll just cut that off, clean that up, no biggie. Let's see what else we got here. Got a bunch of these little, what do you call these little roundy resistors, tons of them. Who wants to bet half of them ain't even in tolerance? But I actually want to see this thing come on. I want to see it actually work. Now I think if I replace this cap here, and it looks like it's a single section cap, it's either a 20 or a 40, might be an 80. So let's see if we can figure out what this cap is. To get to that cap, Aerobox 16 microfarad. Okay. Alright, well I can do that with a 20. So let's see where this goes. This minus lead here. I'll have to do that off camera. I ain't gonna bore y'all with that, but I'm gonna find me a 16, 20 microfarad or 15 to 20 microfarad, and I'll replace this capacitor right here. That way we can actually power this thing up. I'm not worried about this one because that's just the output function, which basically it blocks DC from getting in the meter, so you can measure just the AC component or whatever signal you're measuring. So that's no big deal there. So let me chase this down a little bit. I'm just going to see if I can cut this leads out right here and take this off, and I'll probably just use this as a tire. I'll put a barrier strip in. We'll see, but we can power this thing up if I can get capacitor in there. So be back. All right, I have a 20 at 450 atom in here, a little blue capacitor right here. It did manage to make it fit. I just left the other leads here because I don't know what I want to do with them yet. They're not hurting nothing, so I'm going to leave them alone. Alright, so next thing we need to do, I'm just going to turn it on and see what happens. Of course, let me put 3 volts into this right here. I'll do that with an external power supply. So let me get that set up, and I'll be right back, and we'll hook this up to the variable Syncor power supply, and let's see if it works. Alright, I have my Syncor right here, my variable isolated power supply. I'm not even using dim bulb. I'm just going to go straight out this into it. I mean, there's nothing else that can short in this, really, honestly. I replaced the filter capacitor, which I ain't trying it. If you reformers want to try it, here it is. I'll mail it to you for free. Anyway, and I've got the battery, the 3 volts for the battery right here on my regulated DC power supply. So we're good to go there. Let's anchor you down. I'm going to power it up. I'm going to start from 0, and I'm just going to measure the current. Put this in DC mode. Power's on. Here we go. See what happens. I got a line voltage right now, 50 volts. We're going to go up to 70 volts. See what happens. See how much current? We are not drawing any current, which is not a good thing. It draws a little bit when I turn it on. I have a pilot light though, that's a good sign. You can see it, I don't know if you can or not, but I have a pilot. Oh look, we got some deflection going on here. It's not drawing a whole lot of current. Let's just bring it on up to 1 rated voltage. Doing just a tiny bit. Look at there. Got some meter deflection. Well, the meter makes it that far. Let's play with the zero adjust. I would say I can't tell you how long it's been since this thing's probably been plugged in. Zero, don't quite zero. Don't know what mode it's in. Let me find a chicken head or whatever put on there. Okay, so it's been running now for just a little bit here. I put a chicken head on here. It came off of that old Dumont oscilloscope that I gutted a few years back. See, so what we got here, different scales, but 3 volt, 12, 60, 120, 300, 600. Let's see, then what? So 600 I would imagine doubled as 6,000, and 1200 probably doubles as 220 volts. So, or 120 doubles as 1200 here. So high voltage DC, high AC DC volts, general test. Alright, let's see what we got here. Come on down here to 60 volt scale. This, see, where'd it go? Zero adjust. VTVM. Let's play with this switch a little bit. In case it's dirty. Let's see if the resistance works first. How about we do that? So where would that be? High voltage road DC VTVM. Let's see. I don't know if it's this one or the other one. Let's see what happens if I short this out. Nothing. Oh, that's on. Guess I ought to put it on ohms, huh? What do we want to measure? 2,000? Let's do that. Let's do this. This says ohms infinite adjust right here. It's got a little bit of dirtiness to it. I don't know if we got bad contacts in here or what. Not getting anything there. Yeah, this ain't quite right. I have a feeling we got some out of tolerance resistors in here. Let's shake some stuff around, see if we got maybe a regulator tube's quite warm. So we're getting something going on there. I don't know the shape of this 6C4 though, but the 6C4 is going to be a rectifier. So, am I missing a tube? Or maybe I'm missing the point, maybe. The rectifier, then the 6C4, I thought was a I have a feeling we just got a bunch of out of tolerance parts. So see, this right here should zero it. It's wanting to. Yeah, it's really wanting to. You know what, I bet if I put that on resistance, it might work a little better. Learn how to use this stuff. Because zero's on the ohms. Zero just ohms. I'll let go of this. Okay, that so far so good. Let's see if it. I don't know if I'm doing this wrong or not. Might be on the mega ohm meter. I don't know. Oh, look, there it goes. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's interesting. Let me get some clip leads here. Alright, we'll just put, we'll get our resistance. Oh my gosh. Oh, wrong leads, huh? We'll do it this way. Let me get my resistance box out, which just happens to be right here. Right there. Yeah, when you're a tinkerer, you got to have all this kind of test equipment. You know what I'm saying? Let's measure resistance. What are we on? We are on 2,200 k ohms. Alright, so let me hook this up on the resistance. We're going to set this for 100K. $200K or times 100. So still don't know what the hell I'm doing. DC. Okay, let's just set it for. This megs here. I think this is the wrong thing. I need to be looking. Really don't know. DC VTVM resistance with mega ohm meter output. Don't know. Measuring something completely wrong. Okay, that ain't it. Must be this one. Okay, well, there's 100 ohms right there. So That's one, a little over. Let's try it. 150. 220. Let's go up to 1,000 ohms. So if that's R times 100, then this should be 10,000. So let's go to ohms check. And let's short these two out. Set up the infinity adjust. Alright. We're learning this as we go. So this measuring 600 ohms. I'll read that right. And I'm actually supposed to be 1,000. So it's off. Let's see if we can get some DC measurements here on voltage. Learning this as we go. DC volts. So let's just go down to 12 volts DC. I'll try to get it a little bit closer to my power supply. Turn it on. Turn this voltage all the way down. Here we go. I'm measuring something. We'll set it for 10 volt according to the Heath kit. Can you see? Let's see, I'm on DC volts. I'm coming down here on the 12 volt scale and it's reading 4.2-ish. It actually zeroed, didn't it? Or did it? I guess in this mode it's acting just like a volt ohm meter, not a VTVM. So there is no zero adjust then. I mean, apparently when you're in this mode, DC volt milliamp, you're relying on this to zero your meter. So this is 10 volts over here, and it's not 10 volts. It's reading low. So then the DC VTVM is off. It's not working right. So it does work. Power supply transformer is good. It does work. Just not good. But we expected this. Like I said, I don't know where this thing came from, other than the flea market that I was in. It's not heavily, don't look like it's been rained on too much, but it does look like it's been in some pretty funky locations. And those roundies, all the resistors in the back there, probably didn't fare well. I have not looked at a schematic yet, but it's got a ton of resistors, and it looks like a couple of them have been replaced in this so far. So don't know who's been in it. Somebody's been in it. Widen that up a little bit. Don't know who's been in it, what's been done to it over the years, but it does function. The meter movement seems to work. That's a good thing. So if the meter movement works, though, this thing is totally restorable. But before I cut you loose here, I want to see if I can find a schematic on this thing and just kind of get an idea how the voltmeter actually works. or the VTM part of it actually works. Usually on most VTVMs it's like a balanced bridge, and the tube just amplifies the difference. So let me stop you for a second here. Let me look up Precision EV10A and see if I can find some information. Alright, I've done a little reading on this thing, and the VTVM doesn't quite operate like I thought it did. The VTVM zero adjust is used for setting the meter to midpoint of zero. In other words, it should go to the right of zero, left of zero. You see that it goes back and forth equally. So that is correct. You set this for zero. Now it's set up. So basically this is a VTVM and a regular volt-ohm milliamp meter in one, from what I understand and read so far. So kind of a unique instrument. So it is working right as far as the zero adjust. There's a the 6C4 is the tube that does all the work. If I pull this tube, it goes away. Now if I go over to DC volts and I put a voltage in here, it's going to work. But the 6C4 strictly for the VTVM mode. Tube's warming up again. So it's working right. See, it goes up and it'll go back down and it'll flutter it back up. That's what the manual says, and right now it's doing what it should be doing. So anyway, doing this thing, y'all. It is working. It's not working correctly. I was trying to see what this fuse voltage was. Amperage is. Half amp. Not sure if that's correct or not, but I'll alright. Meter movement's good. I still need to take the meter front off the meter, put the glass back in because it's kind of pushed back. And I'll probably leave the meter like it is once I fix the glass on it. I'll probably leave it like it is, and I might go photocopy it on a high resolution copier, see if I can recreate it in editing some kind of graphics program, or get some. I work with somebody that's a graphic artist, so we'll see. Anyway, it does function. It does work. Nothing's burnt out on it other than it's got. Oh, and I learned that there's two capacitors across the line that need to be replaced because they're 110 volt caps, and being our modern AC voltage runs 117, 125, they're exceeded their value. So we don't want them blowing up. But anyway, it works fine, other than it's going to need some resistors. And I did find a schematic for it. It's close enough. So it's good to go as far as, proceeding with the restoration. And hopefully, I don't know what the coming weeks and months is going to bring, but hopefully I can get this dude going. It'd be, of course, missing the probes, DC VTVM and the HF probe and all that stuff. So I'll have to find something to make those. So it's going to take me a little while, but at least it's something to work on. It gave me something to do, a little bit different out here in the shop. So I got to put all this stuff back together and clean up my shop, and then go inside and see what wife's awake or not, and see what's going on. But anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys, and hopefully we can get back on this thing here real soon. So and get this thing going. So I'm going to read the schematic a little bit more, read about, a little bit more into it, and do some more checks, probably boring stuff. I ain't going to subject y'all to that. But hey, thanks for y'all's well wishes, prayers. Thanks for sticking with me on this channel. Almost getting real close to 1,000, so that'd be great. So anyway, nice little voltmeter here. Anyway, too bad it wasn't the wooden case, because what I've read is the wooden case version of this is very sought after. It'd be nice if I had it. I would do 100% restoration on it and see if I could make somebody a deal somewhere, but never get the money you put into it, right? Hey, thank y'all for watching. Subscribe and hit that like button, please, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.